I'm playing with fire. I'm getting so close. Got so much desire. So I am never letting go.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Nand Javia and I make a lot of educational videos to help international students who want to study in America. I am myself a student who studied on a full scholarship, and now I do private counseling to help other students get a full scholarship at American universities. Getting a full scholarship is not an easy process, so there is a lot of information on my website for you. And then if you're interested and if you think that you're one of those high achieving students who would like to compete for a full scholarship in America, then follow the links in my website and get in touch with me and we can start a conversation from there. But anyway, today's topic is about how I ended up getting a 1.6 crore rupees, or close to a $200,000 scholarship in America. Now, as a disclaimer, I am from India and I was born and brought up in Gujarat, and then I studied in the CBSE board until grade 10. And after grade 10, I moved to A levels, which is the British educational system. And I studied my 11th and 12th in the British educational system. My percentages were okay, like they were not the best. They were between, I would say, 80 to 90, I would say, maybe a little, 80 to 90. I don't think I ever received more than 90, maybe one in 91 or something, but anyway, 80 to 90%. But I was still able to get a full scholarship. Now here's my story. When I applied to a lot of universities in America, now one thing I knew, that only American universities had a lot of scholarships. So I was only competing for American universities. I knew that Germany had free education and a lot of other countries had more universities and everything, but I kind of knew that America had the only full scholarships. So I was competing for universities. I got some partial scholarships at some of the universities. I think I got 50% at Quinnipiac University. I got a couple of other ones, $10,000, $20,000 scholarships. But the main problem was that the gap cost was still so high. American universities were just so expensive that even after receiving a $10,000 to $15,000 scholarship, the gap cost was just so high, and my family couldn't afford that. So at that time, I decided that I still want to go to America, but I will go to a community college. So I Googled up some of the top community colleges in America. So if you didn't know, the community colleges are for the first 1 year of your bachelor's degree, 1 or 2 years, depending on whatever you want to study. But they're for the first 1 or 2 years of your bachelor's degree. So I decided to just pack my bags and go to a community college and then figure out my life from there, okay? So I went to a community college, and then I really was very active on the community college campus, and I was trying to get as many scholarships as possible for my transfer process. So I did not get a full scholarship in my first year, although I still believe, with all the information that I've gathered in the last 5 years, that it's more easy to get a full scholarship as a first year student than as a transfer student. So if you have high achieving grades in your high school, or if you're in your 11th or 12th right now, I really motivate you. I want to motivate you to study as hard as possible so you can get the highest grades and you can get a full scholarship from the first 1 year. So you don't have to kind of go through the process that I went through and pay the fees for the first 1 or 2 years. Now, what happened was, I was looking for scholarships for transfers from my community college to my university, and during my community college, I worked in the admissions office of my community college. So when I was doing that, I was able to make some connections from the international admissions office of different universities. And when I did that, one way or the other, I got in touch with two most important people. One was a counselor in Singapore, and the other one was a counselor in Brazil. Both of these people actually kind of changed my life, and they helped me to get in touch with the admissions counselors at TCU. And in fact, they also recommended me to come to TCU and everything. And that's kind of how the conversation started. And then I had a couple of rounds of interviews. I had to send in an application and everything. And then I ended up getting a full scholarship somehow. So I had a very different route. But most students, if you want to get a full scholarship from your first year, as I mentioned earlier, now it's been 5 to 6 years that I've been in this process, and I've helped a lot of other students also get full scholarships from the first year, and also a lot of students for transfers. If you are already in America and you would like to transfer, then you can still try to do that as well. Again, check out my website. There's a lot of information there. My YouTube videos have a lot of information, and then schedule a Zoom session on my website if you want to talk about your exact scenario and all the things that you have achieved and how you can get a full scholarship in America as well. Coming back to my story, so after I got in touch with the admissions officers at Texas Christian University, I was able to kind of give some rounds of interviews, application process, and first I was only, I got the acceptance. So I did not receive the scholarship letter with the admission letter. And I was stoked. Like, I thought that this is just another university that I got into, but I cannot afford to go to. And about 1 week later, I got an email with a financial aid offer, and that was amazing. Like, I was not expecting it, and I got an email out of nowhere, and I cried a lot. But anyway, so that was pretty much my story of how I ended up getting a full scholarship. I know tons of other people that do a nice application process during their first year and end up getting a scholarship from their first year. Now, of course, all of this conversation was only for bachelors, was not for masters. I will try to make more videos about masters scholarships as well and share some insights about that. But bachelor's, honestly, to me is more expensive because it's for 4 years, and getting a scholarship at any type of university in America for bachelor's is more important because it's for 4 years. You're going to save money for all of your 4 years, and you can finish your bachelor's degree in time. I hope this video was helpful. If you are a high achieving student that wants to study in America on a full scholarship, then I really, really recommend the third time to go on my website and check out some of the programs that we have and the counseling programs that we do. We have a very high, so 96% of our students end up receiving at least one full scholarship. So it's a shameless plug there, but a lot of our students end up receiving a full scholarship, and this is something that I'm passionate about, is to find students like yourself and help you end up getting a full scholarship. So go to my website, check out my YouTube videos, and attend a Zoom session, which you can register for on my website. So go to my website and register for the Zoom session, all right? That was my story in a quick 7-8 minutes, and I hope that it really helps you to understand how my story went. Your story could be completely different. I believe that there are 1 million international students in America, and everyone's stories are very different from each other. So let's work together and build your story of coming to America. Thank you so much for watching.